So what's going on, guys? DIY Dan here again, and this is another episode of Day to Day Around the House. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I programmed 2 more remote controls for our garage door opener that we got off of Amazon for less than 20 bucks. Around the same time I got these remotes, I actually had my garage door mysteriously open up. Now this could be a possibility of a neighbor's garage door opener possibly being on the same code as mine. So I ended up erasing all my codes and then reprogramming all of my remotes plus the keypad. And then I also have an icon at the end of this video you can check out that I reprogrammed my Chevy Silverado garage door opener in the vehicle to that same code. If for whatever reason you guys are looking into get a new garage door opener or replace your old one, I do recommend this Chamberlin Whisper Drive. I installed this garage door opener over 10 years ago when we bought our house new, and I have not had any major issues or any issues at all worth noting that I can think of with this garage door opener. It is our main entrance and exit out of the house, so I'd say on average we use it 20 to 30 times a week. Multiply that by 52 weeks a year and then another 10 years on top of that, and I'd say you got a pretty reliable garage door opener. However, the purpose of this video is programming these new remotes, so let's get to it. So even if you don't have this exact brand or model of garage door opener, I would still go ahead and watch this video because I think for the most part, most of these remotes are going to program very similar to what I go over in this video. If you are replacing one of your garage door opener remotes because it stopped working, make sure you check the battery before just buying a new one. Usually all it takes to replace the battery in one of the remotes is a flathead screwdriver to leverage the 2 sides apart from each other on the remote, and you can get right to it. So once again, real quick, I do have a Chamberlin Whisper Drive garage door opener. Underneath the left-hand light cover, I was able to find the model number of my garage door opener. These are the remotes that I got off of Amazon after verifying that the model number that was on my garage door opener matched one of the model numbers that was listed on the Amazon page. And so far we have had no problems. I did not have any problems in programming them. They worked the first time, and we've been using them for a couple weeks now without a problem. And in case you were wondering, they did come with batteries included with the remotes. So not only did the instructions come with the remotes, but there was also a good explanation of how to do it on the Amazon webpage. They were basically wanting you to check to make sure what color the learn button is and what LED status it was running, so you make sure your remote's in the same thing as the garage door opener. So when I programmed these remotes, I didn't even realize that these remotes had 2 modes. So basically you can try and learn the remote. If it doesn't work, change the mode to mode 2 in the remote and then try and program it again. So there is a button that you use to program the remotes. On my garage door opener, it was on the right-hand side if you were staring at the garage door from the inside. So you do have to remove that cover. All you have to do to get that cover off is grab the plastic light cover and leverage it away from those black plastic tabs and it'll pop right off. There are hinges on the bottom of that cover so it will not fall. Once removing that cover, I actually noticed that the instructions to program a remote were right underneath that. And I would say most brands of garage door openers are going to have something very similar than what this Chamberlin does as far as giving you the instructions right under that cover. So let's say you've got your neighbor's garage door opener possibly opening your garage door. This has happened to me in the past. You want to erase all the other remote codes on the garage door opener. All that you have to do for this process is press and hold the learn button. The light's going to go solid, and then just release that learn button once the light goes out. And this should take roughly about 6 seconds in order for it to clear all the previous remote codes that are stored in the garage door opener. Now that you've erased all the previous codes on the garage door opener and you have a clean slate, it's time to program the new remotes or your existing remotes. So all you have to do in order to program a new remote is press and release the learn button. The light's going to come on. Within 30 seconds, you need to press and release the button on the new garage door opener you want to use until the light on the garage door opener starts flashing, and then that's all there is to it. And you will do this process for every remote that you have for your garage door opener. So right here, I'm going to show you the actual footage of me doing it the very first time so you can hear what the garage door opener is doing while I'm programming these remotes. Press and release the receiver learn button. Within 30 seconds, press and hold the remote button. When your opener light flashes, release the remote button. Oh, there we go. Okay. Next one. That seemed much easier than what I was doing. So press and release that. Hold this until the light goes off, and it flashes, and we should be good. All right, let's try it. Oh, look at that. If you have a keypad on the outside of your house, you're going to go through the same process. You're just going to press the learn button, then go outside and do your 4-digit code. Let's say, for example, it was 1234. Then press enter, and it should do the exact same thing that it did with the remotes, and you should be programmed. So if you're just changing the codes on your previous remotes that you've had and you know they worked before, you shouldn't have this problem. However, if you did buy some new remotes like I did off of Amazon, there might be 2 modes on your remote, and you might need to change that mode on the remote to get it to program to your garage door opener. So here's how you go about that. So the first thing you want to do is press the button you want to use for the garage door to see what mode it's in. So right here, it's just a solid light letting us know that that button is in mode 1. So in order to switch it to mode 2, you're going to press the 2 buttons on the right hand side simultaneously until it starts flashing, then let go, and then press the button that you want to use for the garage door in order to program it to mode 2. Now you can see when I press the button, the light is flashing, meaning it's in mode 2. Once you've changed the mode on the button you want to use, then you would go try and use the learn button to program that remote again. You can go through the same process for every button on the remote. So right here, number 2 button is actually in the mode 1 because it was solid. Pressing the 2 buttons at the same time until it flashes. Then go ahead and press the middle button one more time just to make sure it is flashing, telling you it is in mode 2. So let's say that number 2 button, you need to go back to mode 1. You would just press that number 2 button. You'll notice it's flashing. Then press both right-hand buttons at the same time. And until it's flashing, then you would press the second button until it goes solid. And then once releasing that, it will be back to mode 1. As you can see, by pressing the button, it stays solid. So right here, I'm just putting my number 1 switch back to mode 1 so my garage door will work again. But being able to switch the modes might come in handy if you have a Chamberlin garage door opener on one garage and you have a Craftsman on another, and you might need to do 2 different modes to program each one of those garage door openers. So apparently while I was checking those modes and switching those around, my garage door opener was going up and down. I was actually just bringing it back out to check to make sure after switching it back to mode 1 it was still working. But that tells you that this remote does have a pretty good range because it was going through all the insulation of the house and still working and making the garage go up and down. Now, one thing I didn't realize until the next day is that the 2 original remotes that I already had programmed stopped working when I programmed the new ones. So then I did have to go back and do all 4 remotes and program them at the same time in order to make all 4 of them work. The other thing that added a little bit of frustration to this project is after reprogramming all 4 remotes, my truck that I had programmed to one of the remotes no longer worked, and I had to reprogram that as well. And I will put an icon at the end of this video if you happen to have a 2017 Chevy 2500 HD and you need to program your truck to the garage door opener. I will go over that as well. Once you verify every garage door opener is working and you've got whatever vehicles programmed, all that's left to do is go ahead and snap that light cover back in place by flipping it up and make sure it pops into place behind those black plastic tabs. And that's all there is to it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you some good information. If so, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. The whole concept of my channel is to give you guys the most information in the least amount of time as possible so I don't waste your time. And I hope to see you next time. Have a good one. Later.